Welcome Capricorn and Capricorn cross watchers to your monthly love reading for May 2023. So we're going to get the situation between you guys, what each of you is thinking and feeling, and actions or intentions towards each other this month. I already have these cards pulled, and we're going to do 3 on each side. So we have the Seven of Wands for your person, what's in their headspace about you, reversed. And what's going on in Capricorn's person's Six of Pentacles and their actions, Two of Pentacles. And for Capricorn, what's in Capricorn's headspace this month? Oh. And their heart space. What's in Capricorn's heart space? Wow. And your actions or intentions. All right. And then we do have the star here at the bottom of the deck. So I'm just actually seeing that you can't see all those cards. I'm going to move them over a little bit. That's a little bit better. Okay. So Capricorn, I'm actually kind of seeing here that with both of these cards reversed, books talk about not being able to make a decision, lack of commitment, and not just like formally committing, but just lack of decision. It's almost like not wanting to make a decision. I feel like for you, you're a little disgusted with the situation. There's something here that I'm kind of feeling this disgust from you. And I feel like this might be a specific read. I'm going to let you know now. I feel like you may be a bit disgusted with your person's lack of conviction in what they want and what they believe and what they do. I feel like this person, it's almost like they have this no holds barred kind of relationship with you or connection, whatever kind of connection it is. I feel like this person doesn't filter anything to you, and it's like maybe they should. Because I feel like you are not, it's almost like there's a tower moment here I'm kind of picking up with this Three of Swords on your end. And for heaven's sakes, there we go. I feel like this tower moment is almost this, it's almost like I feel like you're telling yourself that whatever you thought about this situation is not the case. And it does feel like you're in a place where it's like, it's not difficult to convince yourself of that, if that makes sense. Excuse me. I do feel that Capricorn, it just kind of feels like this person seems to have almost like a bit of a strange agenda. I feel like they are externally, it's like they seem to be focused elsewhere, but I feel like in the quieter moments of their day, it's like they kind of always come back to you and wanting to make you happy, wanting to make you proud of them, wanting to, it feels like there's something about you that they can't let go of. And I actually feel like they don't want to, if I'm being totally honest. Sorry, one moment, please. Please, Cappy. So, the cards were talking about this kind of weird energy that's coming off of your person. But strangely enough, I actually feel like this card seems to be leading the entire reading. It feels like there's something about I feel like you might even have like a bird's eye view on the situation somehow. I feel like you're able to see, it's almost like you're able to see the situation clearly, but I feel like there's something here, almost like you seem to be tending to something. There's something that's not involved, not in this situation with this person, but it seems to be taking a lot of your energy, a lot of your time. I feel like it is, it almost feels like it's a welcome distraction from what's going on with this person. And I'm going to be honest here, Cap. I feel like whatever's happening between you and your person, you definitely did not feel appreciated. I feel like you were, from what I'm seeing in the situation with this person, it feels like you were always the one that was kind of like, okay, let's do this, let's do that. Always the one initiating things, always the one kind of wanting to do this or wanting to do that. And I feel like this person, it just feels like they weren't having it. You know what I mean? It feels like they were not in it with you, I want to say. And I actually feel that this person seems to think that they were the ones that were, or at least they're feeling that they were the ones that were always making compromises, that were always trying to keep things balanced, trying to keep you on an even keel. And I feel like they don't want to argue that position anymore, not because they don't believe it, but they're just done trying to prove it. I feel like because this person isn't voicing that opinion anymore, it may not be, I almost want to say like maybe it isn't up for discussion between the two of you or whatever that would be. But it just feels with this this Seven of Wands reversed for what's in their headspace. It's like they don't want to fight for something anymore, but they're holding in their heart very tightly that they were the ones. Like, the reason this is successful is because of them. The reason this is because of them. The reason that this happened and that happened. And it's like they seem to feel that you, okay. Sorry. I think this person, I'm uncomfortable with saying this. That's why I'm sputtering around with it. I almost want to say like a car on its, that's running out of gas. I feel like this person seems to think that they were the ones that always did things. They were the ones that always did this. They did that. They did da. And I feel like they're not actually looking at the relationship they had with you. I actually feel like they're looking at a relationship or, the collection of relationships they've had before. And I feel like they may have got into that mindset. It's not quite a victim-ish mindset. It feels more like it's burden, like they have to be the leader, like, oh, why can't people just lead themselves? And like, oh, here comes Capricorn and I'm going to have to do this and I'm going to have to do that. And I feel like they seem to it's almost like they're smart enough to not have the audacity to even think that out loud. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like because if they said it, they feel they would get kind of pounced on, not just by you, but by other people. So it's like they're just not talking about what they're really thinking and feeling about the situation. And I feel like it's because they would get a whole bunch of energy towards them that would tell them that they're wrong, and they're not they're not about it. I don't know what happened between you and this person, but they seem to be holding pretty tightly to the fact that you're the bad guy. And they seem to feel that once whatever has happened kind of settles down, they're going to be able to circle back around, not to you necessarily, but back to this, like, excuse me, and then they're going to talk about all that nonsense again. And what I'm seeing, and I'm not, I just want to be really clear, it's not that I'm wishing this on this person, it's just kind of how I'm feeling things are going to go, is by the time they feel it's time to circle back around and start talking about this again, nobody's going to care. Nobody cares. And it's not like, nobody cares about you. It feels like it's almost, may not be the actual situation, but it's almost like this person talked about it like they just talked it to death. You know what I mean? They just talked. I realize that as I'm saying this, all I do is talk on this channel. So I understand this statement might be a little bit ironic. Okay, let's start there. But like this person just talked and talked and talked and talked. And it's like they talked all about themselves. And I feel like they actually may have, it's almost like they're focusing more on how the situation made them feel rather than the reality. And I actually feel like I'm just kind of getting this vibe that there's something that this person thought was going to go their way and it's not. And now they feel they have to kind of almost like make amends with people. They feel they have to play nice. And it feels like I'm picking up from them almost this feeling that they're in a not a desperate or dire situation, but feeling like they've been beaten for now. Not beaten, but like feeling like they've been temporarily defeated. It's almost like they're kind of going to crawl back into their cave and rest for a bit before they come back out. And I actually feel like this person might get into that hermit energy and just kind of stay there. And I do feel, I mean, I feel like this person might get into an energy where they're feeling sorry for themselves. I mean, that's pretty clear, right? Here, they're just kind of like more exasperated, but I feel like when they get into that energy where they're hermiting themselves, that seems to be when they are feeling sorry for themselves, woe is me. It's almost that like Eeyore sort of energy, if ever you've seen Winnie the Pooh, like they're dragging their feet, they're just, and like, it's not, that isn't coming from a judgmental place. It just, that's kind of what I'm picking up with this person. And I feel like they seem to be so committed to staying in that energy that I feel like it might actually make them hard to relate to. It's almost like even the people that would like try to kind of relate to them or try to connect with them, even the ones that don't walk away, they still kind of keep an eye on this person. I feel like even those people, they would like to, but it's almost like they kind of give up trying to make that connection, trying to get through to this person. And I feel like people just kind of accept that that's not what's going to happen. They seem to feel like they have some sort of smoking, GUN here somehow. And I'm not really, let's see. Can we get one for this pentacle? And one for this pentacle. So we have the sun at the bottom of the deck. What are they showing people? That's what they think their intention is to show people that it's almost like they want to be seen as somebody that has been victimized and is now being so courageous. They're so brave. They're just like, I don't know why I'm coming across with this real catty energy. I'm sorry about that. It feels like it's coming off like this person kind of wants people to look at them like they're really brave. They've restarted after something really terrible happened. It feels like they want a lot of sympathy. They want a lot of attention. If ever you've seen that show Modern Family, there is a couple, Cam and Mitchell, and Cam actually fakes a breakup so that he could see who in their friend group would be on his side and who he could count on for support if Mitchell did break up with. It's that kind of an energy, but they actually believe that about themselves. You know what I'm saying? And what they think they're hiding, they seem to feel that they have some sort of, sharpened arrow that's going to cut through the shiz and make everybody see it their way and help and it's like, I actually feel like whatever it is they think they have in their back pocket, I feel like they've already tried to use it. And it's almost like they'll bring it back out and try to show it to people a little down the road, and then everyone's going to be like, but you already said that, not, like, is there, is there new information about that, whatever the topic is? And I feel like this person would just start to cry and be like, you don't understand. And I feel like it's one of the first times they realize that this is manipulation on their part. You know what I mean? I feel like they don't stop what they're doing because it's almost like that emotional response, I feel like it used to get them what they wanted, and now it doesn't feel like that's the case. It's like it may get them what they want from one person, But it feels like at the end of the day, they're going to think they've got some sort of trap laid out here, and I feel like they don't. And it actually feels like there may be some people that they're kind of whining about you too, that it just feels like those people might look at this person like they're a bit of a pill. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just a little bit much. It feels like the kind of person that, and of course we're all allowed, if you've been on my channel for any period of time, you'll know that, we, this channel isn't here to judge people that are struggling with mental health or anything like that, right? It's more so, and it's all about like accepting where you are and where you're at, and kind of allowing that to be released. And I feel like there's something about this person that people stop believing that they still feel how they're expressing that they feel. It's almost like they seem to have a response to the situation the same way they would have the first day it happened. And I feel like it gets really frustrating for some of the people around them. It feels like when the people that are getting frustrated with it, it feels like they just kind of shut down when this one starts talking about stuff like that. And I feel like over here, especially with this Page of Cups, I actually feel like you're kind of looking to different things. I feel like that there's still an energetic connection there. But I feel like this person, it's not like you would cross the street to, and walk on the other side of the street to avoid them. But it definitely feels like you kind of aren't really interested in engaging with this person. I feel like it's almost like you're trying to wipe the hard drive when it comes to things with this person. You know what I mean? It's like you want to go in and do a factory reset of that part of you that still has the connection to this person. I feel like from what I'm seeing, okay, I feel like if you haven't given up, you've all but given up. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's almost like this, you're kind of washing your hands of this person, and I actually feel like doing that is breaking your heart. It's not what you wanted to happen. It's not what you wanted to be in this situation, but I feel like there's something here that this person has done that's put you at risk. And in that, I feel like that seems to be why you are turning away. And what's interesting, what I absolutely adore about your energy here, we've talked at length about what this person is doing with their energy and their intentions. And I feel like you seem to actually be turning away from the situation and wanting to move on, wanting to leave this in the past. It's like they want to stay swirling in it for a while. I feel like as long as it kind of gets them the sympathy, and almost like, I feel like this person would even take pity. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to getting attention. As long as people are feeling bad for them and people are making concessions for them. But I feel like over here, you actually seem to be, it's almost like, even though you're not perfect, even though you don't have everything figured out, and all those sorts of things, you're still willing to like tentatively try. And the tentatively is coming from, like, let's say for example this is a romantic situation, which it may not be. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're kind of like out dating, or if you're not ready or whatever, right? But it does feel like you have made a conscious decision, and therefore are making a conscious effort to not let this situation sour you or poison you towards what you're looking for or what you really wanted. You know what I mean? It's like you just don't want to sit in it, which would be, kind of the opposite to what this person's, like, where their energy's at, right? So I think we're going to get an advice card from my Good Tarot. This is called the Good Tarot, and I will close out the read. Wait, you know what? Hold on. I think we're going to ask, is there anything else you need to know? Okay. Cap. Is there anything else Capricorn needs to know? Wow, so we've got the Sun here twice, okay? Oh, wow, I actually really love that. So, Capricorn, I feel like there's this message. I feel like the Sun actually came out because I didn't give enough attention to it over here. So I feel like there's this message here that you really are not starting over or starting from scratch. It doesn't feel quite like that, but it's like you are turning, because you're putting yourself in a position where, like if you're kind of in a tough headspace, or you're still hurt over the situation, confused, whatever, but you haven't given up and you're turning towards the new and kind of are actually being the person. I shouldn't say that. And that you are choosing to actually be brave, even though there is some, like, anticipation, or I want to say fear, but it's not that. It's like you may have some reservations about moving forward and continuing to look for what you want, but you're doing it anyway, right? It's like, even if there is fear there, it's not stopping you. And I feel like it's almost like you've been trying to climb out of this cave, and there was this little hole. I mean, maybe it would be bigger, right, for you to get through. But I feel like there's this hole that it's almost like Alice in Wonderland when she has eaten the cake that makes her really big and she can't get through the door. I feel like you may have felt that it would be like that, but it's like as soon as you go through the door, you start to shrink and you get out the other side. And it's like, instead of feeling like you'd have to walk down this big, stupid hallway for forever, you seem to find a shortcut out into a different world. And it feels like you still may feel like you're kind of on, your sea legs, I want to say. I'm not sure that carries the right meaning, I'm going to be honest. So it's almost that energy of, like, not that you're a baby giraffe, okay? But you know how some of those animals, like, I think it's giraffes, maybe horses as well, that they have to stand within a very short time after being born. And they're doing it, but they're kind of like on shaky legs. I feel like you may be walking out of that cave into the light, into this sun, feeling like your legs should feel that shaky, but they don't. And it's actually because when you get to this, when you get here, from what I'm seeing, you actually seem to, it's almost like it's the home you've been waiting for. You may be expecting that you'll be on shaky legs, but actually it's like you've never felt firmer. You've never felt stronger, or that you have a more of a base, because it's almost like whatever you've been working for, whatever you have been working for, whatever energy and time you've been putting into yourself and your future, I feel like that gets here, or maybe you get to it, whatever it is, right? But it's like it's new, but it feels like home. So I think I'll leave it there, Capricorn. If this reading resonated, I hope it was helpful and brought you some clarity. And we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye. So Capricorn, I had started to pack up the read when I realized I hadn't done the advice that I said I would do. So we're just going to pull a card for that. My apologies. So we got the Nine of Fire. Wow, with the Empress at the bottom of the deck. So, so interesting that card came out, right? When the cards were just talking about being kind of out of that cave. So I feel like when you get out of that cave space and it's like whatever the sun ends up being for you, you go back to that place. Or not, you don't go back to that place, but you take something with you, and it's almost like whatever it is that's home in that place where it's, you feel like you It's new, but it feels more like home than anything else has ever felt. I feel like you take something back with you. For some of you, it feels like it's a realization about yourself. This may not be for all of you, right? But I feel for a few of you, um, it feels like if you've had a lot of pressure on you, if you feel like maybe you aren't leading people in like a traditional sense, but you're leading them by, leading by example, it feels like you have this renewed love for what you do, this renewed love to push forward, this renewed appreciation of yourself and your efforts and where you're going and how you're going to get there. And it's almost like if you had been really burdened and you weren't able to enjoy the journey, the work to get to where you want to go, I feel like that there's something here that gets sparked. It's almost like when you're out in the forest and you finally get that campfire going, and it's like, and then you can kind of sit and relax and cook it or roast marshmallows or whatever it is that you choose to do. But either way, you have light. And I feel that there definitely seems to be someone here that's rooting you on. I feel for some of you, they may be in the 3D. For others of you, they may be in the 5D. But either way, this person has kind of been secretly rooting for you if it's in the 3D. And when you get to where you're going, the energy coming from them is, it's like, I always knew it. I always knew you could do it. I'm hearing, you told me I should have believed you, and now you've shown everyone. I love you. And I'm sorry. I should have told you. There just wasn't anything else I could do. So, I feel like that might be a channeled message. I don't get those very often, and that was a really big energy for me, so I apologize if it was cut short. But I'll actually leave it there, Capricorn. I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.